What's going on, everybody? I'm Mara.
And I'm Taz.
And welcome back to Sisters Who Kill. What happens when childhood friends become foes?
Our players this week are Delia Johnson, our victim, and Claudia Banton, our murderess.
Claudia Banton was born in 1979, and Claudia has gone by a lot of different names in her lifetime. She has gone by Claudia Williams, Claudia Johnson, Keisha Brown. None of these people are actually her. Her name is Claudia Banton, and she is originally from Georgia. Growing up, she wasn't really on the straight and narrow. By the time she was 14, she was arrested and spending time in juvie. And by 2005 and 2006, she had a couple of forgery charges in both New Jersey and Georgia because she was using a fake name, Claudia Williams and Claudia Johnson. We don't know who they are, but they get money.
They get something.
They get something. And so
They get, what she do, 7.5 years?
7.5 years. And she also had some other charges against her, like kidnapping, grand larceny, money, I guess. And so now she's living in Georgia. Once she's out of prison, she's living in Allenwood, Georgia. And she has a daughter. Of course, having a daughter, that means so much to you. Once she's out of prison, she links up with her old friend, Delia.
Delia Johnson, also born in 1979. She was born to her mom, Delia Berry. That's Big Delia, right? Now, she was the firstborn out of her siblings. I don't know exactly how many of them there were, but I know she has a brother, Mathis Johnson, a sister, Claudia Berry, and another sister, Hadisha Penley. As a child, she played piano, she did tap, and she excelled at both of these. Like, she was very good at it. In 2004, at just 17 years old, she had a daughter. But being a single mom in New York City sounds hard. Heart goes out to you. She made a way, and she became an entrepreneur. They said she had several businesses. And although it might have been easier to leave New York, she stayed in New York to take care of her mom, whose health would kind of fluctuate. When she was suffering, she wanted her mom to have somebody there. So she was like her mom's at-home caretaker to a certain extent. Claudia and Delia, they go way back because they grew up in the same neighborhood and even at a certain time stayed together.
Claudia and Delia, they are childhood friends. They've known each other forever. Like, there was a time where Claudia was staying at Delia's house with Delia's mama, and Delia's mama put food in her belly and made sure she was straight. Like, Delia's mom was like, I took care of this. Like, y'all were both my girls. The story that hasn't been reported, but is reported in the comment sections of Facebook and Instagram and places that we snooped, they're upset because this supposed to be my friend, and Delia sets Claudia's man up to get robbed. In the car is her man and her daughter. Her man gets shot, dies. Her daughter is shot, put into the hospital, in a coma for a little while. People are fluctuating on if she's alive or not. She may be paralyzed. But Claudia is finding out that Delia is the one that set everybody up.
According to the word of the street.
According to the street. But according to Delia's mother, she knew that for quite a while, Delia and Claudia were going back and forth. Like, these girls that have loved each other have been best friends forever. They more like, everybody says they're like sisters. They've been at each other's throat.
Don't know why.
Nobody knows why, but they know why, and they're constantly at each other's throat.
It's August 4th of 2021. And this day is the day of a funeral of another kid from the neighborhood, or another, they grown at this point. They 42 years old. But somebody from back in the neighborhood has passed, and everybody's come together for her funeral, yada, yada, right? Now, this was an especially hard day for Claudia because allegedly this was the day she had to pull the plug on her baby girl who was injured in the alleged robbery set up by Delia.
Right.
Allegedly.
By her old best friend.
Yeah. There's this funeral going on, and if you ask Claudia mama, don't nobody else say that, but Claudia mama Since people kept calling Claudia and ask her if she's come to the funeral, whatever. She goes to the funeral. Delia goes to the funeral. Then there's the candlelight vigil. And everybody's getting ready to go to the candlelight vigil. Of course, you wait till it get dark and everything to do that. So it's around 9:30 or whatever. Delia's at the candlelight vigil for her friend. Gets a phone call. Goes to take the phone call. Goes back, tells her sister, her brother, friend named Sean, hey, I'm going to be right back. I got to go do something real quick. Tells her other sister, Kadia, who's like 28 years old, hey, run me up the street real quick. She heads over to Prospect. Kadia lets Delia out on the curb. And it's looking like a classic New York street at night, right? Like, you have the cars on the inside lane, then you have cars parked outside of those cars on the outside lane. Like, niggas double parked on this shit, like, taking up all the streets so niggas can't drive, traffic going back and forth, people all on the stoops gathering or whatever, and one of these people, there you go up and talk to the people on the stoop, she catching up, whatever. Kadia lets her out on the curb. She starts looking for somewhere to park because it's Brooklyn traffic or whatever. As she's looking for a place to park, a white Mercedes SUV pulls up, puts the car in park. A woman, black outfit, the pandas on, a blonde wig, steps outside the car. And she kind of got something tucked behind her back. Walks straight up to Delia. Boom, 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 boom. That's all 5 rounds. Turns around, walks back to her car, gets in, drives away. Now, this all happens at like 9:40 p.m. And of course, as she's firing bullets, niggas scatter. Because,
what the fuck?
Yeah. They ducking behind cars and shit, and she just peeled off.
So clearly after this, everybody starts calling 911. Kadia is looking for a place to park because she just dropped her sister off. And the ambulance is coming because, of course, they show up very quickly. And she's like, what the hell is the ambulance doing here? I'm trying to find a place to park. And she realizes after a while, and then she goes and she looks. And she's probably like, where's my sister? And everybody's like, in that ambulance heading to the hospital. She's like, what? Gets in the car, starts chasing down the ambulance because, what do you mean? She just popped out of the car. What do you mean that she's now in the ambulance headed to the hospital? She goes to the hospital, and while she's there, she's pronounced dead. They call back to the vigil, and they're like, Delia is dead. She just got shot. And they're like, what? What do you? She said she's going to come back in 20 minutes. Yeah, no, she's not. While Delia's friends are trying to figure out what's going on, her friends and family are just distraught. Claudia is on the run. She walks back to her car. She gets in the car and she just drives. She just drives. And then she hits a traffic stop. And they're like, ma'am, we are looking for a white Mercedes. Perpetrator was a white man wearing a white shirt.
Well,
can we just check your car?
Yeah.
And they're like, can we check your car? And she's like, you can check my car. White Mercedes, a shooting? What? More than welcome to. Ha ha ha, officer, everything is fine. They check her car. They don't see anything suspicious. I'm guessing they don't see a gun. And she gets back in the car and away she goes. Now, this difference of who they were looking for by the police helped Claudia get all the way to Florida.
That girl, they don't go into detail about how she got there, but she got the hell on.
She got in that car and she drove.
What the police see as a mistake, Claudia sees as a plan, because apparently there was a mutual friend there at the scene when Delia was shot. And apparently Claudia's brother Mathis told said friend to tell police that the shooter was a white man, like in a baseball cap or like a white t-shirt or whatever. So the police are running off of this information like, okay, we're looking for this white man in this SUV. And so that's why when they see her, she's not fitting the description at all.
Only thing that is fitting the description is a white Mercedes.
And
when they didn't have a tag number to look at.
You know, as soon as you get a car, you see that car everywhere.
You see that car everywhere.
So once it's on your mind, you're going to see it. They make a bunch of them. You know, what can they say? As far as processing the scene, didn't see too much evidence about what they did. Didn't see too much information. I believe in the trial, they said that there were no gun casings, no shell casings, no weapon, nothing like that. All they're going off of is witness testimony and surveillance video. Now, the night her mom finds out the news, she gets on the television and she says, we have to pray for the person that did this because I live in peace. She said, but I do want to know why if I ever see you. I want to know why you did this. On Friday, August 6th, this is 2 days after the shooting. She got shot on a Wednesday. On Friday, the police have released this photo to the public. And of course, Delia's family recognized who's in the photo. I mean, this is Claudia. This is their daughter's childhood best friend. Like, they've been seen her damn near their whole life. At this point, Delia's mom is like, my daughter got set up. Somebody lured my daughter out there and had this person killed because she just got there. The girl ain't even parked the car yet. And you just arrived, somebody walked up and killed you point blank, and you going to tell me that wasn't on purpose? You going to tell me that wasn't set up?
Right.
So now that the video's out, everybody's saying that girl Claudia, that was so Claudia the killer. Claudia did it.
And did she have on a wig?
But it seems like she also wears wigs. Like, I don't think, like, I believe she probably wears different color wigs. I don't think she necessarily makes sure the wigs look like it's coming out of her head or whatever, but a wig nonetheless. It's whoever she feel like being that day.
I mean, because she has the ability to be whomever.
You know what I mean? But Delia mom, when they released this photo, she says, I know her. Oh my God. She used to stay with us. She used to sleep in my bed. She ate my food. Which is like,
she said, I know exactly who did that.
Son of a bitch. She said, why did you slaughter her like that? I just want to know why. What could she have done to you that you couldn't come and knock on my door and tell me? I would have straightened it out for the both of y'all.
But if the answer is that she set my family up to get robbed and my entire family is now dead, I might not have been able to knock on your door.
If that part is true, right?
If that part is true.
She says, to the person that shot my daughter, may God have mercy on your family because we put curses on ourselves. Then she goes on to talk about how much she misses her daughter. She says, I'll never forget I was in so much pain and she was right there for me. She was going under a surgery, I guess, for her health. And she said, well, miss her bringing me food when I wasn't feeling well. She said, when a child can clean and wash their own mother, that's love. And she'd say, you get on my nerves sometimes, mommy, but I love you. And I'd say, you get on my nerves too, but I love you too. And she was just, just devastated. And her last message to Claudia in this news announcement was that she was very angry, but she did not hate her. And she's going to continue to pray for Claudia.
Now, Delia's sister, she said that Claudia was a family friend who came to our family's events. She came to celebrations. She came to holidays. If you wanted her, if you needed her, she would be there. And everybody can't believe that they let the shooter get away. And her family is like, we know exactly who the shooter is. However, nobody can find Claudia at all. She's in Florida, y'all, but they still need a stroke of luck to find her. Before Delia's funeral, they had a wake for her. And at the wake, there were reporters out there, and her family was just pleading, somebody please turn yourself in for this crime. Just turn yourself in. Let us figure this out. Her funeral was held on August 18th, 2021 in Brooklyn, New York at Frank R. Bell Funeral Home in Crown Heights. And when Delia's mom was talking to the reporters that day, she was just like, I'm in so much pain. Like, this is painful to go through this, to try to have a killer turn themselves in, to lose my child, to be at a funeral right now, to be talking to you. Like, everything is painful. Delia's mom, also named Delia, she said,
Big Delia.
Big Delia. She also said that she's not angry. Her heart is simply bleeding. She said, this was senseless and the black on black saying of our own children. We need help because they need to be better than this. No, I'm not angry. I went through my moments and had them, but I'm not angry. I don't hate because my spirit won't allow me to hate. When you pray for people, you have to pray and let go.
Ooh, that's a different type of strong, Some time has passed. A good 3 months have passed. And they still have not found Claudia. Which, for her to have been right there, the traffic stop and everything, and it's dead silence after that, you almost start to feel like somebody got away with it,
Mm-hmm.
You start losing a little hope. On November 8th of 2021, a U.S. Marshal in Florida got a tip regarding an address Claudia was associated with. So they start doing surveillance on that address. And They soon see Claudia getting into the passenger side of a car. They follow that car for a few blocks, and then they decide to do a traffic stop. They just waiting on her to fuck up. Don't stop long enough at that stop sign. Make a bad turn. Don't maintain your lane. Anything. Give me a reason. So they make a traffic stop, and they're like, "Yep, you're who we looking for." And there's some body cam footage, like you see them going in, and they're like, "Why your license say Claudia Johnson, and you Claudia Banton? Like, why I say this? Why I say
Because
this?"
I do identity theft on the side.
So they go ahead, they take her in, and she waits to be extradited back to New York. She gets to New York, and she's charged with second-degree murder and second-degree criminal possession. The Brooklyn District Attorney, Eric Gonzalez, says this shooting was cold-blooded execution of a woman who was attending a ceremony to honor a late friend. Like, how you at a candlelight vigil and get killed? You know what somebody said? Somebody said, "I'm from the streets, and there's only one reason people get killed at vigils."
Payback.
He said, "It's especially shocking that the defendant was so brazen as to carry out this murder among a crowd of mourners, causing chaos and fear as soon as they ran from gunfire. My thoughts are with Delia Johnson's friends and family who are heartbroken by this senseless loss of life." And then a family friend who did not want to be identified said, "It's upsetting, but at the same time, they had a different description. And if they would have had a proper description, then they would have got it right then and there." So, I guess I can understand how she got loose. But at this point, they're grateful that they got her, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then she sits for a while. And I don't know if it's because they were trying to make a stronger case. Because she don't say shit. She don't say she did it. She not giving up no gun. They don't got nothing on her but this grainy video.
If you want me, you're going to have to prove it.
You know what I mean? She said, "I'm fighting for mine." So she doesn't even have her pre-trial hearing until March 17th of 2025. At this hearing, she still doesn't give her account of what happens. She's sitting there in a gray suit, black glasses, and short black hair, which is drastically different from
a blonde wig.
And now she got glasses on her face too.
We both wear contacts and glasses. Listen, if I have a blonde bust down, I'm not going to have that at my pretrial hearing.
But I think it just further goes to her argument of it wasn't me. That don't even look like me.
That don't even look like me. That grainy picture, you just say it's because it's a black girl.
Side by side. Look at it.
You saying it's because it's a black girl. Racist.
Two of Delia's sisters testified, and they said that Claudia was considered family to them and even lived in the house as a child. And they're like trying to do all this stuff to show that they can take it to trial. And so, of course, they have to show the video of Delia getting gunned down. And Big Delia just had to leave the room. She said, "I can't do it." She said, "I'm trying to hold on, but I miss her. I miss her."
Before leaving the courtroom at the pretrial hearing, Claudia smiled at her family and whispered that she loved them. Delia's mom is seen saying that, she did her best by Claudia. She can't understand why this happened. Like, this is baffling to her. But she knows that she did right by Claudia, and that's all she can do as, like, a mother figure to both of the girls.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "I just don't understand. It's a hard road. It's very hard to see somebody who you had your hand in raising. She took my own baby, and I don't understand. I don't understand. I got to keep praying because that's all I can do." The next day in court, they did jury selection, and Claudia got ready to...
Take that shit to trial, bitch. Take that shit to trial, bitch. Take that shit to trial, bitch. Take that shit to trial.
Trial began on March 24th, 2025, and Claudia, of course, pled not guilty. Her defense attorney was Jonathan Strauss, and the assistant district attorney was Lauren Silver. Now, at court, of course, they're showing the video of her being murdered again. And Delia, Mother Delia, she couldn't watch it, so her friend was in there watching it, and her friend was like, "That was extremely hard to watch." Claudia, I'm pretty sure that she felt pretty good going into trial because the prosecution, they did not have evidence. They didn't have a gun. They didn't have shell casings, which I wonder why you didn't have shell casings. Like, is that choppy police work or what? All y'all have is a surveillance video.
And some witness statements.
And a couple of witnesses. That's not strong evidence.
It's given circumstance.
It's given reasonable doubt. And so she's feeling like this might be, she might get off. I think she's feeling pretty confident going in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, her defense, Jonathan Strauss, he's like, listen, this could be anybody in this video. Who are you to say that it was my client? Somebody clearly is a mad woman. And if she loved this girl like her sister, why would she walk up to her in broad daylight? This grainy video, I don't know who this woman in blonde hair is. Walking away, walking slowly. I know who this woman is. Reasonable doubt where they could. Now, they had a friend that came up that was like a surprise witness for the state. And this surprise witness was a friend of both Claudia and Delia. And this surprise witness saw everything happen. And she's like, I know this because while, you know how you guys were looking for a white man with a white shirt and a baseball cap? And the police were like, yeah. She was like, yeah. So I gave that wrong description on purpose because Claudia's brother told me to say that. And I actually have proof that that's exactly what she was wearing with that blonde bust down and that outfit. Because I have pictures of her. We took selfies today on that day.
Because everybody was on the block.
Everybody was on the block. Everybody was at the vigil. Everybody knew everybody was a good time. See what she was wearing? This is how you know that it was her. And she's the one that committed the crime. I'm sorry I lied to the police, but I'm here now to tell the truth. When the defense hears this, they're pissed. Because they did not know that this girl was coming up. Like, I'm sure Claudia's sitting there like, what the actual fuck?
And I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you mangy kids.
You know what I'm saying? And they actually try to push for a mistrial because the defense is like, we did not know that this person was coming. And you have to tell us when people are coming. You have to tell us what evidence that you have. There's a law about that.
Probably said whatever bullshit. Oh, she just came forward. What are we to do?
And they don't call a mistrial, which is wild.
Of course, to really nail it in, the prosecution goes and they play the video of Delia getting shot. And like when they're looking at this video after, I guess they have it from different angles or whatever. But not only do they see her getting shot point blank by this woman in a blonde wig, but they see Delia bleeding out afterwards through her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's shot in the head. She's bleeding through her eyes. It's a sight. It's hard for the jury to take in. Claudia's lawyer is like, that was rough. But did it positively identify my client? Come on, y'all. There's no motive. There's no weapon. There's no clear description. Like, this, what we have here is not enough to convict. And then y'all want to bring in this surprise witness?
Illegal.
She lied. She lied up until this point. She talked about, first I gave them a false description, but now I'm gonna give them the real description. We can't even trust her. She's no longer credible.
Right.
Who is this woman? Throughout this entire trial, nobody has brought up this alleged story of Claudia's baby daddy, husband, daughter getting shot up and Delia putting the setup on them, setting them up.
We got that from word of mouth.
But they don't bring it up during the trial. And somebody was like, I think she did. Somebody was like, I think if it were true that happened, that she would have brought it up in the trial and it could at least been a crime of passion or something. But then somebody else was like, it did more harm because her daughter sat in that hospital for weeks. So now it's given premeditated.
Yeah.
So, but on April 3rd of 2025, after 3 hours of deliberating, the jury comes back and finds Claudia guilty on all charges. May of 2025, at the sentencing hearing, Delia's family spoke. Her brother Mathis said it's an act of pure evil, and what makes it even more painful is that she showed no remorse for what she did. My sister's killer should never see the world again. Delia's daughter speaks and says to Claudia, I saw you as family at one point in my life. To say this hurt, I can't even say that. That's putting it lightly. Her daughter's like 17. Well, she was 17 at the time of the shooting, so she's now like, it's 4 years later, so she's like 21. Mm-hmm. And then Kadaya, the sister who dropped Delia off, says, you and her was friends, but what broke my heart was knowing you and knowing how you the one who did it to my sister. Like, and I feel that, like, you of all people, you, like, if anybody's gonna come after my family, you supposed to be on my side protecting them.
Delia's mom, Mama Delia, said to her, the first time that I saw you in chains, it really broke my heart. Like, I took care of you. I did the best I could for Claudia. And I think no matter what, when you see somebody in a different light for the first time, it's heartbreaking.
It is.
No matter what the situation
It
is. And her brother was like, the difference between Claudia and my sister, they're both gone, but Claudia's kids can call her. My sister, her kids have nothing left.
Mm-mm.
The judge came back with his ruling, and Claudia was sentenced to 23 years to life for second-degree murder and second-degree criminal possession. When he called out her sentencing, everybody in the courtroom stood up and applauded, like cheered. And because, Delia's whole family was in there deep.
Somebody said, I think she should have got more time.
23 to life, so they probably did. And they were, her sister said that she deserved more. Like, today's about forgiving. Today's about change. She got her sentence. I wish it was more, but here we are.
We got something.
Right. Claudia afterwards did not address the court. She didn't address Delia's family. And everybody was saying that she was very quiet. And her lawyer was like, he said, don't mistake her quietness for indifference. Like, I've instructed her to do this. This is for legal reasons. Everybody knows you gotta act right in court.
He working on his appeal. He
right.
Like,
don't do too much. And after this, they are trying to file an appeal as soon as possible because they
probably try to get that surprise witness the fuck on out of there and try again.
Probably.
But they try it again, she gonna be on there clear as day.
Yep.
I don't really see no point.
Yep. And that is the story of Claudia Banton. All right, y'all. It's time for...
Well, I'm not black. I'm OJ.
I ain't do it, but if I did... If you're someplace and you're about to do a crime in some other place, you got to do like the movies. Like, you got to change clothes, you got to change your wig, and then change your clothes back, change your wig back when you go meet up with your friends again.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I didn't do it, but if I did, very public, sis.
Very.
Right in front of the cameras. Didn't give a fuck.
Gotta
Didn't
scope it
run.
out.
Like,
she walked.
She could at least did a drive-by, But I guess she said, bitch, I want to make sure I got you. It's crazy. I almost feel like the setup has to be true because, girl, why else?
Would she be there? And you would be there at the same time?
Or no, I'm talking about the Delia setup. Almost because it's gonna take something deep for me to want to go and gun you down. Because the thing about it is
straight up, not straight up in your face.
Because the thing about it was she walked up in there like she didn't care if she got caught. She had something to fuck to prove. This person, that person was in front of her being a witness. She didn't give a fuck about nobody else. She went to Delia. She handled that shit. She got back in the car. Wasn't no talking, wasn't no nothing. It was this and it's done. So I feel like she was on some other shit. You know what I mean? Because they too old. They 42 years old.
Yeah. Because at this point, Claudia's whole family is gone. What's there
if
to
that's
lose?
true, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's giving nothing to lose.
I ain't do it, but if I did, she in town, you in town at the same time. Not at the vigil. Not at the vigil.
Girl. Could the girl be laid to rest in peace? Could she have her moment? But again, you just had to end your baby life.
Yeah.
You don't give a fuck about nobody else. Not nobody else,
At this point, Claudia's like deeply depressed.
She's got to be going through it.
Mm-hmm.
But then also,
and then they were arguing too.
Mm-hmm.
So
but if I ain't do it, but if I did, I think I'd have had to bring up why. Like, I get trying to deny, but like, girl, if you said Delia killed your kid, that's gonna get you at least some sympathy, some mitigating circumstances. You might have did 25 instead of 23 to life. You know what I mean? She did a lot of things right. She set up that fake witness account. She got the fuck on.
I feel like you need to pay your fake witnesses so that they don't circle back and say, actually, I was asked to lie.
She got the fuck on. She had her backup IDs and stuff. She was just spotted. Word travel. But you know what? Big Delia stayed on the news.
People gonna know about her, baby.
Big Delia got so many interview clips. I think she brought the attention to it that it needed to get her caught.
Sometimes you have to. Especially as her mom, she knew who it was.
Right.
Y'all gotta go find her, but I know who you looking
I'm
for.
gonna tell you exactly who you looking for. Yeah. That shit sucked.
I ain't got any more. Pearl and her pearl.
It really depends on the truth of the story, honestly. That's what I think. You need to get some healing done and maybe do a little mourning, but I think you don't have to. She couldn't get paroled unless she admitted to it. You know, that's the first step. Is being like, I did do that. I think it would give her mom, on one hand, I think it would give her mom some closure to know why, but on the other hand, ain't no reason that you get gonna be good enough.
Yep.
So I think she might think it's gonna give her closure, but it probably ain't.
Yeah, if she admits it, I think she can.
Yeah.
If it is about that, I can see why you did it. I'm not gonna hold you.
So I need a little more detail, Claudia, before I rule on that one.
Yeah. All right. That's it. That's the end of the show.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and read some reviews. No, let's go ahead and do our Black on Business for today. If you would like your small business here on our podcast, shoot us an email. SistasWhoKill@gmail.com. That's right. SistasWhoKill@gmail.com. And you can get your business on our show. Tell them how they do it, Taz.
You email me,
and she emails you back.
I email you back. I tell you the rates. You pick a date. I send the invoice. You pay it. We locked in. That's it. That's all you got to do. And then after that, you got to send Mariah some stuff about your business so that she knows how to tell y'all in a positive light. I think we need to do some reviews. Like, we need to screenshot. I know, like, Angel Eyes, she said, I love it when my customers come in and say they heard about me from Sisters Who Kill. I need some ad space reviews so y'all can see.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
You ever notice how a single scent can take you back to a moment in time? Maybe there's a scent on a Sunday morning after you clean your house that just reminds you of home, or that perfect smell for the holiday season. Scents have a way of bringing back comfort, peace, and nostalgia in your space. That's exactly what Scented Candles is all about. Each candle is handcrafted by the founder with intention to help you reconnect with your favorite memories and create new ones that just feel special. Made with 100% soy coconut wax, these candles burn clean, smell amazing, and just bring joy into your home. Whether you're ready to relax, reflect, or reset, Scented Candles will meet you there. Follow Scented Candles on Instagram and on TikTok to learn more about their founder and see what scent is coming out next. Thank you so much to our sponsor, Scented Candles, and make sure you check out Scented Candles today.
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and read some reviews and go on about our day. If you would like to leave us a review, please do so. Wherever you're listening to the podcast, you are scrolling, strolling, looking, browsing, say something positive. If not, just keep on moseying along.
And that's that on that.
Oh my gosh. I got one. This one says 5 stars. Love y'all some. I've been a listener since 5th grade. I'm in 8th grade right now, and I've always loved true crime, and y'all make it even more amazing. With all love, I'm not going to say your name because you are in 8th grade. Thank you, baby girl.
Thank you.
We have a couple of teen tweens that come with their parents to the live shows.
Yeah, we do. And then every time they like, if I didn't know y'all was letting kids in, I'd have brought mine.
Yeah. It depends on the venue.
Really, I don't care. I had my
You
my
let your kid wear.
I had my 6-month nephew up there in the crowd at the Atlanta show.
Mm-hmm.
But this one says, best podcast. I've been listening to you guys for 2 years now. I love the content and y'all personality. It makes it really enjoyable to go tune in. I always tell people that y'all are the best podcast and to listen to it.
Thanks. All right. If you want to check us out, please do so. Sisters Who Kill, Sisters Who Kill Pod, Sisters Who Kill Podcast, everywhere you are listening, everywhere you are scrolling, everywhere you see an interface with the public, you should see us. You can follow us on Facebook, Sisters Who Kill Podcast, and we have a private discussion group, which is really fun, and people are in there, and they talk about the case or cases that are happening, and we'd love for you to join us. Anything else? Oh, get some merch. Shop SistasWhoKill.com. Get some, that's it. Patreon.com/SistasWhoKill. All right. Anything else, friend?
Talk to us, we talk back.